Welcome to the Bookers Alliance podcast, where we hold the pencil and the pencil is power. Coming at you right now is your host, Marky Mark, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Donaldson. Join us as we discuss the ever-changing landscape of professional wrestling. So hang on tight, you jabronis, and enjoy the ride. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining today's episode of the Bookers Alliance podcast. Come on inside the house, bring yourself up a ring-size seat, get your soda, your popcorn, your whiskey, get everything you need. We got a question for you. The question is WrestleMania dead?
Well, I got a follow-up question for you, and that's for whom the bell tolls.
Ooh.
Because if we're looking at, so WrestleMania had 2 nights this year, and it was almost like a tale of 2 cities in that WrestleMania, right?
Good book.
So, because night 1 and night 2 was like 2 different events. Night 1 damn near felt like an AEW pay-per-view, short of the actual wrestling part.
Ouch.
Well, so at least AEW gives you in-ring activity, right?
Mm-hmm, true.
Yeah, WrestleMania night 1 didn't give much of that.
True.
And what they did give of that wasn't the best. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting episode coming out of Mania.
All right, before we get to our topic, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor. We got Hennessy, very special, very evil. That is our sponsor for today.
All right,
so let's give a toast. Toast to night 2 of WrestleMania.
Night 2, only night. No, unless maybe we're giving the final toast for night 1 of WrestleMania.
Hennessy, good and sweet.
I had been sipping a little bit before, so it didn't give me that first impact. Believe me, I knew what I was getting into here.
All right, is WrestleMania dead?
Yeah, WrestleMania something.
All right, so let's approach this topic by just giving a shout out to TKO.
Yeah.
FUTKO.
I mean, we can give a shout out to him, but first, that's after this advertisement. Because what we need to do is now we need to run. We've talked for what, 45 seconds?
Yeah, 2 minutes, 51 seconds into the podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, then we need to do at least 5 minutes of commercials, right?
Yep.
All right,
ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in 1 second.
All right, so. And that's pretty much
back.
the summary of WrestleMania. A couple of minutes of activity, get you all excited, get you hyped up, and then a 5-minute commercial package.
Look, I understand that it is a business now.
Yeah.
I get it. I totally get it.
Advertising business.
If nothing else has shown me that, WrestleMania made that very clear. Look, yes, it is World Wrestling Entertainment on the moniker. That is exactly what's up there. Mm-hmm. Is it shown across the world? Yes. Is there some wrestling here and there?
There were some.
Is it entertainment? Yeah, absolutely. We're entertained. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's revenue. Well,
I mean, let's talk about it. You know, real talk. Shout out to Trick, though, United States champion.
Let's talk about it.
But yeah, let's talk. I mean, WWE and Netflix and ESPN and Peacock and blah, 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 every other streaming service out there, they're paying a hell of a lot of money to WWE to show their product, right? Yep. WWE's cashing hefty checks to show their product. Well, they got to make that money somewhere to write those checks. And I mean, apparently it's through advertising, but damn. As much as the very first episode we did on this podcast was about the sale of WWE and so much potential, and we'll be out from under the Vince McMahon thumb, and the world is our oyster, blah blah blah. These are the negative parts of it, right? This is the commercial, the ad revenue, the commercial thing like that. This wasn't a Vince thing. Vince kept it as a family-owned business where he didn't owe anybody anything like that. When he took it public, he owed his shareholders, return on investment, but that wasn't riddled with 1,000 commercials. He did that in way more subtle ways and got the job done. TKO isn't this kind of subtle, and they're not a family company. They're looking at this as a straight revenue profit building endeavor, quote unquote, and they're pushing it that way. But as a fan, it's not for the best.
So I want to bring up something else real quick, but before we bring it up, we got to give a toast to Miss Bianca Belair.
Okay.
Bianca is pregnant.
Little Belair.
She announced on WrestleMania. Montez then went in there and shot up the club. So
That was probably the highlight of night one. Was Bianca coming out there announcing that.
So
that was probably
toast to Bianca and Montez. Congratulations. But the best tweet that I saw out of the weekend was they were surprised that Bianca didn't come out there and reveal her belly with a Similac logo on her belly.
So I saw that tweet too. That wasn't the best one I heard in regards to that particular situation. Apparently Angelo Dawkins said the Street Profits, they pull up, they don't pull out. And I'm like, what? Hit them with them. But
it was a good one.
Yeah, when I saw that one, I was like, well, got to get that on there somewhere. And I was like, I don't know where I'm going to fit it in, but apparently Montez did. So we don't need to talk about that anymore. We can congratulate him and move along.
All right, so here's where I am with this as a fan.
Okay.
As a fan, I'm all sorts of pissed off.
Yeah.
As a fan. As a business-minded career person, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Yeah.
However, it does not make me like it.
No.
So here's where I'm at as a fan. Am I okay that Endeavor Group bought the WWE and it's under the umbrella corporation of TKO? Am I okay with that? Sure.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. It's evolution is a mystery.
Yeah.
It's the evolution of business. Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was going to happen one day or another. Vince was not going to live forever. Family businesses, even though they cascade down, doesn't mean they always stay within family. So could it have stayed within the McMahon family? Yeah, it could have. But at the end of the day, what happened. But here is, as a fan, what I would want to get across to TKO. You bought a business because of one reason and one reason only. It was profitable. That's why you bought the business. Nobody goes and buys a business unless it's turning a profit. Nobody. If you do, you're not going to be in business very long because you're stupid. So here's my thing. You bought it because it was profitable and it was making money. Why was it making money? Fans were interested. Yes, there's always been a corporate sponsor. WWE PLEs have been brought to you by Snickers for I don't know how many years in a row. Look, it's part of it. And as a fan, I understand that as well. But listen, TKO, what you're about to do is you're about to sour the fan on your business model. I don't care that you want to push every product down my throat when I watch wrestling. But you need to give more attention to the wrestling than you do the advertisements.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's a common sentiment across the board. Everybody who's got a voice in wrestling, from the biggest podcast to the smallest town crier running up and down the streets, has said pretty much the same thing this week. Since Mania throughout the week, and it's that this was commercial mania. I mean, this was wild. This was insane. There were so many they took match times. You had heavyweight championship matches, the Randy Orton CM Punk match. I mean, the Randy Orton Cody Rhodes match. Now there may be extenuating circumstances behind that, but I mean that match didn't even get 20.
Yep.
I think it was the longest match of the night. It didn't even go 20. It was the main event of the night. It didn't get 20. Seth and Gunther, they didn't get 20. But yet, we had an hour worth of commercials under our belts, both nights. Minimum 1 hour of commercials under our belts both nights. But you're telling me your top draws, your Roman Reigns, your CM Punk, none of these guys could go 35? That's what you're telling. Now, granted, it's easier on their bodies to not go 35, but that's not the point. This is WrestleMania. This isn't, Saturday night apparently was Saturday night main event, but I digress. It still was presented as WrestleMania, meaning we've waited a whole year for a culmination of storylines and for a new takeoff for the product and blah, blah, blah. And WrestleMania Night 1 didn't feel like any of that.
Night 1, we sat and talked about it, and we were like, what's your favorite match out of Night 1?
Man, how hard of a discussion was that?
That was tough. We sit there and went back and forth for a few going.
Yeah, it wasn't that we were wrestling around with one was so much better than the other, blah, blah, blah. It was like trying to get one because it was you had even made the statement, it's like, God, this feels like it's dragging. It was dragging. I mean, and that, look,
Sell me all the products you want.
Yeah.
Sell me all the products you want.
Make it in a more creative way, though.
Just don't make me sit through because you're stopping the flow of the show.
Yeah.
You're also not allowing your performers to get in there and tell stories, which is what it's all about.
That's what we're there for.
We're there for.
The worst part about it, I think coming out of night one, and correct me if I'm wrong, you probably remember better than I do, but I think coming out of night one, they said there was 82 minutes of wrestling.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that area. So if you're going to give me only 82 minutes of wrestling, I only want 2 hours worth of the show. That means I'm still volunteering. I'm still willing to sit through 38 minutes of nonsense commercials. I'm willing to let you, that's 7 commercial breaks in damn 2 hours. If I'm saying I'm willing to sit through that many commercials, I'm giving you 7 5-minute commercial breaks in 2 damn hours. But if you're only going to give me 82 minutes of wrestling, pack that into 2 hours and send me home. We started at 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I could have went and watched something else. You didn't need to hold me in there until damn near 10 and then run the pre-show or the post-show and all that. You didn't need to hold the fans in there all night, the talent in there all night. Now, granted, it was 3 o'clock where they were, so it was, it was dinner time when they got done. They were able to go out and do whatever, but that's Vegas. You got to know who you're catering to, and that's the rest of us.
Right.
The rest of us aren't living on that schedule. So if you're only going to give us less than 2 hours of wrestling, don't put it on a 4-hour advertised pay-per-view. Do that in a 2-hour Saturday night thing and send me on my way. That would have been wonderful. But somehow or another, when we watch Saturday night's main event, that goes 2 hours on a Saturday and we can only get 3 matches in there.
Yep.
The whole product is wrong when you're telling me this. You're going to give me 2 hours. You're going to require me to sit down for 120 minutes and watch your product, but you're only going to give me, at that point, 45 minutes of wrestling. Well, what am I doing for the other hour 15? WrestleMania, you gave me 82 minutes of wrestling over a 3.5-hour pay-per-view. What in the God's name did I do for 225 minutes and I got 82 of those for wrestling? What the hell did I do for the other 150 minutes?
Yep.
This is nuts. This is insane. Okay, they're telling me now I got to wrap up because apparently we got a commercial break coming.
Yeah,
so I'm going to get off my soapbox.
Let's throw it to our sponsor real quick.
Yeah. Good God. And that's literally how Mania event. It felt like you're on this high. And Bruce Pritchard talks about this all the time, so I'll give him the credit. Wrestling is like a roller coaster. You want your fans to go on the ups and the downs, the ups and the downs. The problem with Saturday night is it was like the kiddie coaster. The roller coaster didn't really go up that high, but then the low was like, it just lulled in the low forever. Yep. And then you didn't even take us on the real high again in the next match. So the commercials took out what little bit of energy WrestleMania had. And WrestleMania started off hot the first night because it's Wrestle freaking Mania.
Right.
Everybody's been waiting a year for this. So everybody came in excited. By the third match, the fans were cooked. They were out there looking like, what are we doing? Because when we're watching commercials, they're watching nothing.
Yeah.
They're literally watching talent leave and, change the ring mat or, clean up around the good God, some of those people paid $10,000 for their ringside seats and they couldn't get 2 hours of wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's becoming a very bad problem that TKO, they're really not catering to the fan. They're trying to make the money. Again,
the question is, do they care?
No,
because they're making a buttload of money.
They don't.
One thing I did notice coming out of this year's WrestleMania,
America, they don't.
There wasn't a conversation about how much money we made, how many records we broke. The most watched pay-per-view. You didn't hear none of that shit this year, did you?
Nope. And you probably shouldn't have had in the first place, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah. The way the economy's going and the fact that you milk these people that win,
it shouldn't have been expected.
It's always happened, though. Par for the course. But I don't think it was available to happen because I guarantee they broke no records this year. They damn sure they may have broken you idiots paid too much money for these tickets record. But again, that's fans that love the product. There's some people that would have paid twice that just to say they went to a WrestleMania. I'm older. I can't just throw that kind of money around. So, I have adult responsibilities and bills and stuff. So I can't spend $10,000 on a 3-hour ticket. But people did that because they love your product. And this is how you repay them.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
This is
no wonder they were stealing shares and all that walking at. They wanted something for their money.
This is becoming the new norm. And I will say this. I'm going to continue to watch because I'm a fan. I'm going to continue to watch because I am enthusiastic about the performers. I'm going to continue to watch because while there's a life still left in the stories, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
But it may turn into a thing where I ain't watching live no more.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you can just fast forward.
I might just watch it like I used to watch it in the bad Vince era.
Yeah, well, you're right. You just hit the
You
fast
hit the
forward
fast
and
forward
watch
and
what you're
watch
looking
what I
for.
want for.
Yeah. Well, so you're saying that you're saying I'm still going to watch. I'm still going to. 3 years ago, we said that about AEW right here on this show. We literally said we love the talent. We respect their work ethic. We're still going to hang in there and watch, even though we don't like the direction of the company. And I'll be God's honest, I haven't watched a minute of AEW in 2026. Not 1 minute. I don't even remember when I stopped watching in 25, but there became a point where I'm just like, you know what? I can't find anything to grab onto in this to hold me here. There's nothing I can latch onto that I just say, man, I'm going to come back for this. And I stopped watching. But literally 3 years ago, we sat right here on this show. It said, we're going to keep watching, but we need you to do better, Tony. How many episodes did we have called Do Better, Tony?
A lot.
Please do better, Tony. For God's sake, do better, Tony. Yeah. We did all those episodes, and Tony didn't, and we actually walked away. It's not outside of the realm of possibility for people to start doing the same thing to the WWE if they don't change things up.
Very true. And let's talk about changing things up.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Because there was a main event that happened where everybody thought they should have changed things up a bit.
Yep.
And it didn't happen.
Well, thank God it was night one. Right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if that had been the end of night two?
Oh, night one ended with me standing in front of my TV going, what the hell did I just watch?
Yep.
I was confused.
So night one ended with me sitting in front of your TV watching a damn commercial, but that's neither here nor there.
I was confused.
You were still in a state of shock. My ass was watching the next commercial for the Hulk Hogan documentary.
I was confused. I didn't understand. I really thought that who was it? Owen Hart. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Yeah, I mean that.
I
that
really
was 30
thought
years ago, and we're still quoting it.
I really thought it was time for Cody to drop that belt, and it was time for Randy to 15. And I don't give two shits about Pat. I don't give two shits about, well, I'll leave the wrestling business if Randy Orton doesn't win. I could care two shits about that part of it.
Well, upside, he confirmed that on his show on Monday. He did give his well wishes to wrestling.
Bye, Pat.
Yeah, and
loved you as a commentator. Hated you in this scenario.
Yeah, sir. Absolutely. But hey, it ain't Pat's fault, right?
It ain't Pat's fault.
It ain't like Pat called him and said, "Hey, I need work."
And I'll still watch Pat's show. I don't mind Pat. It's just it was what Pat represented in this main event.
So what you're saying is you're back in segment one. You're back to FTKO. Right? Because Pat didn't call him looking for a job. Pat ain't struggling for money, right?
No, Pat.
They called him and said, "Hey, we need somebody to fill XYZ role, and you're the guy."
Speaking of role,
they're God.
That Jelly rolled out there.
Hopefully, both guys are done now. Hopefully, Jelly Roll elbow dropped his way into the Celebrity Hall of Fame too.
I love you, Jelly, but I'm tired of seeing your jelly ass on TV too.
So let's be honest, Pat and Jelly Roll both deserve a wing in the Celebrity Hall of Fame somewhere down the road, but they also have to retire and be done to get there. So let's go ahead and get that into motion right now. Absolutely.
But
we sent Jelly Roll where we sent Snoop Dogg back in WrestleMania 39. Hell.
So with this main event, everybody was pretty well sure that Randy was going to take this one. And look, was it needed for Cody's character? Absolutely, because now Cody's character is one of those characters that I enjoy Cody Rhodes as a wrestler. I enjoy him as a person, but his character right now, I don't know what the F you do with Cody.
Yeah, he don't either, apparently.
I have no idea what you do with Cody. And I mean, I know where they're leading towards, but hell, that could be a year down the road. If. Yeah. And look, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch Monday Night Raw. There was a little back and forth between Cody and Punk.
Yeah.
Could that lead to something down the road?
So I saw a conversation that they may be eyeing that up for SummerSlam, and I'm like, God, even that's a long way away from that to be happening. I mean, because let's be honest, what do either one of those two guys do between now and then? I mean, that we're talking 5 months away before we get to 4 months away from before we get to SummerSlam. What the hell do these two guys do from then? They just toil around and, just lumber. Because Punk obviously ain't going after Roman because he made no mention of Roman on Monday. Roman made no mention of Punk. Roman's gone his separate way. Yep. He's loaded up into something else. Punk, eyed up the guy that's the champion on the other show. I mean, he ain't going to that show right away. So, I mean, we're a ways away from even revisiting this. So what's Punk do on Monday coming up?
You want to breathe new life into me right now as a fan?
Okay.
Hot shot this son of a bitch angle. Put it on SmackDown come Friday night. Have Punk walk up there and say, win. Hot shot it. He ain't got to win it. He ain't got to win it. You can get some smudge finish out of it.
We just had that.
But it would just be unexpected. Yeah, because
it won't be. It's completely expected for Cody to after the nonsense we just saw at this Mania.
I think Cody may drop it and vacate it.
I mean, well, Cody got his eye put out.
Cody's eye looks like somebody done boxed him for 3 years.
Yeah, there may be a reason behind that, but I mean, but if that was going to happen, then why not change on the fly? And why not? Well, I guess he didn't get injured till after the match.
So I won't. Ugh. But look, if Cody's going to wrestle through this, I need Cody to get in that warehouse where he does that podcast from. Mm-hmm. Go find the Undertaker's orbital mask.
Yeah, there you go. But Cody's got a mask.
Go get the clear mask.
Got his clear mask from the Dashing Cody Rhodes. Cody's got a mask. So, yeah, I mean, it's available.
There
out
you
there.
Go.
we can revisit that. Then I mean, he could even go back to the face paint. He could be
Stardust.
But yeah, no. So, but honestly, I mean, on the main event. And again, we touched on it earlier, so we might as well get into it now. Rumor has it that there were extenuating circumstances that caused Randy to not be able to win the title based on injuries. And I mean, I've heard back, neck, ankle. I mean, I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, apparently they're trying to keep it under wraps. But we know Randy had a bad back injury before. If they think that's even tweaked, then they're not putting the title on him. So I get it, but that's probably something we should have revisited, when we were thinking about putting Randy in this spot. Maybe Randy should have been in this spot 2 years ago, and we wouldn't be, struggling around with it now. But
let me ask you this question, and this is a very hypothetical question. Again, no inside, very hypothetical. You think Randy might have pulled a Rey Mysterio? And said, that don't work for me, brother. I don't want to go over on Cody. I believe Cody should remain champ.
I mean, so there,
and I just
it is
happenstance that my back now hurts, and
it is possible. I mean, HBK's done it before. Shawn Michaels has definitely called injury when he didn't want to do something in the ring. Hogan definitely did it before. I mean, I'm halfway through the documentary, and we're seeing where Hogan's had some convenient injuries and things like that. But if that were to be the case, then I think Randy hurt the whole product. So I'm hoping it's not the case, because
you got a point.
Him doing that has now bucked what basically all the fans wanted. If creative was intended to put it on him and then he changed it up at the last minute, he's now thrown creative into a flux, and God knows they don't need any more hurdles to jump over.
No, they don't.
They struggled enough through night one, with what they already had, to have something else like that come up. So I would hope that isn't what happened. That's not the case, but again, we'll never know. With a back injury, nobody knows but the back person. The person carrying the back is the only person that knows the extent of it.
And it's not like you can go in there and go, well, doc, verify.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. At the end of the day, a back.
That dude's had back fusion
if someone
surgery.
says,
he says his back's hurting.
Yeah, someone says their back's hurting. There is no, you're not going to go in there with a boroscope and find what nerve is being pinched. If he says it's hurting, it's hurting. So I would hope that isn't the case, because again, I don't think anything coming out of that main event did the business any good. I mean, Cody goes over, but yet at the end of the show, Randy was standing tall with the title.
Right.
And then, of course, 5 minutes after it went off the air, Cody looked like, hamburger meat had all over his face. So, I mean, it was a nightmare situation on every possible angle. So I would definitely hope that isn't what happened. I'll be honest, I don't think that's what happened, but it is interesting.
I feel like if anything, if Randy is hurt, maybe they did pivot, and maybe they would say, okay, well, let's hold off on the Randy win, and maybe they do run it back at SummerSlam, where it's Cody and Randy.
God, we got Cody's good. We got to hang out with Cody until SummerSlam now,
unless Punk gets involved.
Who
else you think is going to get up there?
So we don't have any Chicago pay-per-views coming up no time soon.
Punk.
So that ain't that's not even in the cards.
Well, again, though, we're recording this pre-SmackDown, so we have no idea what's going to happen on SmackDown come Friday night. Cody may get told, "Hey, you got to vacate the belt." And actually, as a Cody fan,
he looked like hell on Monday.
As a Cody fan, I don't think that's a bad thing if he's got to vacate the belt.
Well, so let's look at it from the opposite angle, right? And I know Roman's coming up later on in the segment, so I won't delve too far into Roman. But with Roman Reigns being your champion, you're used to only having one champion on TV at any given time anyway, right?
True.
So fact of the matter is, Roman said he's going to be around all summer long.
True.
If there's a time where you don't necessarily need Cody on TV every week, it's now.
Yeah, it's true.
Because again, albeit to Cody thinking he's QB1, great, cheers to you, more power, but you're not. Unfortunately, Roman's the top dog in WWE for the foreseeable future, and them putting the title on it has reaffirmed it. If we weren't sure before, they know now exactly what Roman brings to that.
There's only one other thing that I can think of to do with Cody right now if it ain't Punk. And you may not like it. A lot of people may not like this. What did Cody do in that main event?
Sucked.
Cody had a lot of heel tendencies in that main event, right?
Yeah.
He did the eye poke. He did he kicked him in the balls.
He did all that, but he did all that in return to Randy doing it to him first.
Agreed. But there was some heel tendencies there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not going to go Punk. Who else can you throw at Cody that may make it interesting? That may give you something.
On SmackDown?
Yeah, and there was somebody that was on SmackDown in the background a lot the past two SmackDowns in the angle involving Cody Rhodes.
Oh, God. Don't tell me you're going to say Aleister Black. Ugh.
Yep.
Gross.
He was in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where he belongs.
I would not be surprised come Friday.
He's not an A+ player. As Stephanie McMahon told us at the Hall of Fame, he's a B+ player right now, but he's getting there. Now, don't get me wrong.
If there was any time to pull the trigger on something, it's right after Mania.
So here's the one part about it I don't hate. It's elevating new talent. Whatever we need to do to elevate new talent, hell, I'm for that.
Now, look, we talked about AEW a minute ago. Malachi Black and Cody Rhodes in AEW, that was actually a great match.
So it was a good match. I'll give you that. But they also had the time to do the match. If we get that over on our side now, apparently we're going to get 3 commercials during a 30-minute match. So, hell, I don't want to watch that. So what we're not going to do.
We are salty.
Yeah, no, I hated it. Hated it. Good God almighty, them commercials. But no, I digress. We're out of that segment now. I do move on. If they can do that to elevate talent, I'm all for that. Rumor had it leading into Mania that Pat McAfee actually took the spot that they were trying to give to Aleister Black. Now, they were trying to say that Aleister was going to be the guy on the phone motivating Randy because that's kind of what he does. He's that behind the scenes. But I'm like, wait a minute. You're not going to take a mid-card guy to motivate Randy Orton. Give me a break. In the long run, it ended up being Pat McAfee, which also, you're not going to take an announcer / podcast host to motivate Randy. Give me a break. If one wouldn't have been no better than the other. So I actually wish they would have done Aleister in it because now, like you said, Aleister could be doing the wrestling while Randy's out.
If we lean into it and we give into the story and we let it happen, make that story little by little, week by week, fight by fight, let him turn Cody. Let him turn Cody.
Oh, no.
Yes.
So Cody turning heel against nobody is a waste. He's got to be, I mean, if you're going to turn a baby face like that heel, it's got to be like Rockers level breaking up type heel. It's got to be like Hulk Hogan going NWO heel. It can't be, some mid-carder told me
hold on.
I suck.
So let me spin it this way. If we are going to wait till SummerSlam to do Cody versus Randy part 2.
Okay.
Let's say we wait till SummerSlam to do that angle. What if Aleister gets Cody in a series of best of 3 matches where...
Wait, hold on. I must interject at this point. Now you want your WWE champion to do a best of 3 with someone?
You can't let it happen.
No, because we've got to stay logically consistent in this conversation. Let it happen. So what I'm asking you is, you'll be able to continue. I'm not Kanye West. I will let you finish. I just need to ask the question.
Time out.
Okay.
Time out. As the booking king...
Yep, that's that.
Y'all don't know.
We had to wrap up with that, but we probably should have let up with that. We probably should have let into that.
Y'all don't know. We had a side bet.
We did have a side bet.
We had a side bet. And your boy Marky Mark took the side bet.
Did win the side bet.
And as the side bet.
Who cost me that side? Wasn't it Jade Cargill? Wasn't she the final nail in my coffin there?
The Bellas cashed in on you.
So the Bellas, no, hell no. Again, if there's not two Bellas out there, that's not a Bellas win.
Nonetheless, the booking king, because as king until next WrestleMania, at any given time, I can pull the spot and make my co-host here book this angle for me.
This is true. But if you're pulling it, you got to pull it now because you got to give me reign to do it. You got to give me room to do it. So
I give you room.
If you're pulling the card.
Book me a scenario where Aleister Black and Cody Rhodes make sense and is good.
So we saw a similar angle in AEW when Jade Cargill first introduced herself. She kind of came out and talked trash to Cody while he was in the ring and, kind of backed him down. Well, then they brought Brandy in to do that. So we're not going to bring Brandy into this.
No, please don't bring Brandy.
But we could, the same start, right? I mean, that's pretty much how Aleister Black and, has worked so far. Zelina kind of started the challenge now. Well, that could be this week. I mean, hey, Cody's going to come out there and do a speech at Mania, right? At post-Mania.
Oh, so she's going to pull a Scarlett Bordeaux.
No, because we're trying to forget about them because Selena and Aleister are doing the exact same role. Right, so we don't want to reference the old. We want to only...
So there's no hourglass?
No, we want to pretend like it's brand new when we're talking about Zelina. So what Zelina's going to do, she's going to bring the big Flavor Flav clock. Because we're not going to do the hourglass because that's played out, but we're going to bring a big clock. Right. And we're going to tell Cody the clock's counting on him.
Clock is
and
ticking.
Then you're going to see Aleister come out in the, in the dark shroud. We're going to have the smoke and all that. And Cody's going to stand there and just look confused, like, what's happening? I don't know what. What are we doing? I mean, because but upside, the upside though, if Aleister comes from the left side, Cody won't see him coming.
No, he won't. Not right now.
Joker don't see nothing out of that left side right now, boy. You smack that dude with that
dark
good
as night.
You smack that dude with the good right hand, he's going straight down because he ain't seeing nothing coming over there. But so you have Zelina come out and just tell him, Cody, your time is ticking. You won the title, but now new blood is on the horizon. And then Aleister Black does his creepy thing, and I mean, you lead into that for a couple of weeks because obviously Cody's on the shelf. I mean, he can say what he wants, but if Cody gets in the ring this week, then the board of commissions for the state that they're wrestling in is coming after their ass. Yeah, so he ain't healthily getting in the ring for at least let's say a month.
Right.
But that month you take for Zelina to just keep coming out and taunting Cody. Little taunts here and there. Well, when maybe 2 weeks before Cody's ready to get in, that's when Aleister has his first interaction with him and comes out and tells him, hey, I know I can beat you. I know I'm better than you. I know what you got, and I know you ain't the champion that you think you are. Let this new blood take over, and then he black masses the hell out of him in the bad eye. Right, because if he hits him with the bad eye, now he's like Dusty, with the nail spike in his eye, the Road Warrior nail spike in his eye. It's essentially that at that point. So then now you've got a good storyline to get Aleister and Cody to have a good one-on-one match. But what we're not going to do is make it a best of three with our world champion who inevitably has to lose one of those three as the world champion. We're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
No. Right. So as your first decree, did that suffice?
That suffices. Suffices.
Good to know. Good to know.
Look, anything to get Cody out of this schmoz between Pat and Jelly Roll and all of this, whatever it takes at this point, man. I'm ready for Cody to move on.
The one upside of that WrestleMania match is they did get all. I mean, they fulfilled their requirement to TKO. TKO said they wanted Pat and Jelly Roll in the match.
Yep.
WWE said, okay, great. We'll give it to you. They gave us 2 minutes of it. They sent them on their way. I appreciate that out of WWE's effort.
All right, so let's transition into the real main event that happened.
Yeah.
The real main event opened up night 2, and we're talking about Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, so what happened coming out of night 1 is somebody sat down with Triple H and probably got on like a Zoom call with Triple H and Creative and said, look, y'all shit the bed all night tonight. Y'all effed up everything on night 1. What we're not going to do on night 2 is the same thing, right? So the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. So after you blow all of night 1, on night 2, you follow the script.
Yep.
And we had laid out the script very well for them on night 2.
We did.
And they followed in suit. So let's talk about it.
So Oba come out there looking like a damn rock star. Just phenomenal presentation of Oba. The only thing that would have made it better, they'd have been at a dark ass stadium instead of in the middle of the day.
Having it at 4:00 sucked ass. But I mean, well, actually, it was 3:00 their time when that happened.
But that stadium was packed.
Speaking of stadium,
note one.
Hey, speaking of stadium and Oba, we got to do another cheers because my boy Oba took a 75-yard strut to the ring. Cheers on that. But essentially, Oba did what one fallen soldier from the wayside that we had love for that just never got to the mountaintop said. He basked in the glory. Oba took them 75 yards and he slowly marched his ass in there and soaked it all in. This was Oba Femi's first WrestleMania.
Yep.
In the biggest match most guys will ever see on a WrestleMania. And he didn't look scared. He didn't look nervous. He looked like he had this, and damned if he didn't.
As a fan that has watched him...
I'm getting the goosebumps talking about it again, just like I did in the match.
As a fan who has watched him from NXT...
Yep.
Just go through and decimate the landscape of NXT and then bull rush his way into the main roster to show up at WrestleMania against the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
And totally... Look, you can call the match for what it was. It was under 5 minutes.
Yep.
And it was
typical
a total
Brock match.
Total powerhouse match, which is perfect. That's what
typical
it should
Brock
have been.
Match.
That's what it should have been. You saw the give and take on either side.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, Oba was too much for Brock.
Yep.
Hit him with the fall from grace.
Yep.
And got that 1, 2, 3.
Sure did.
Solidifying Oba Femi as the new alpha male of the WWE.
Yep. Now let's talk about the match itself, because I mean it was only 4 minutes, so we got plenty of time. We can wrap up the whole thing. But I mean, Oba took an F5 in the match. Oba took getting jumped by Brock early in the match. Oba took a beating outside in the match. Oba withstood all of that and kept coming. He just could not stop.
The beautiful thing that Oba did was the sell of that F5.
Yeah.
Where
Instead of popping right back. No, he didn't Ultimate Warrior pop right back up.
AEW, you kick outs at ones, and you stand back up after Mexican destroyers and all that shit.
Yeah.
Take note.
Yeah. Notice that Oba was stunned, right?
Oba was stunned. It took him a minute.
He withstood it, but he didn't pop right back.
Right.
Now, the WWE's had his fault. Again, I bring up the Ultimate Warrior because Ultimate Warrior and Triple H went through that where Ultimate Warrior took a pedigree and stood right up and started running the ropes. And I remember as a 18-year-old back at WrestleMania 12 saying, wait, that ain't right. And here we are 30 years later where if Oba had got right back up and started running through Brock, I'd have been like, wait, that ain't right. People don't even kick out of this move. And he withstood it. But let's talk about that. When's the last time somebody not only got up from the F5, but didn't even lay down long enough for the pinfall?
We've seen multiple F5s.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen matches where it's taken 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
F5.
Ain't never seen one where the guy got up before the pinfall.
Just got up from it. And when I saw that, I'm like, they are building him as the next alpha. That is the end all be all. It starts and it ends with him.
Very true. But you know what I took away from that particular spot, as well as the whole match, but that particular spot is that Brock went out there to give everything he had to make Oba the biggest star possible.
Yep.
Everything else is on the WWE creative right now because Brock gave him it all. I mean, Brock was more given in this match than I've ever seen him give the only other time I've seen him give like that was giving Goldberg a 30-second win or whatever when he was going away before. Little did we know Brock may be going away after this, but leading into this, we had no suspect of that happening on this night.
None at all. And it was a total shock and surprise when Oba got his hand raised in victory, walked out of the ring, and Brock started to take off his gloves and boots in the middle of the ring, which, you know, if you're listening to wrestling podcasts for the first time, thank you. But also what that signifies is that's a wrestler retiring. Yeah,
when you leave your boots in the ring, I mean, and I said it in the moment, I was like, hey, Brock takes his gloves off after every match.
Yeah.
That ain't that big of a deal. When Brock started taking them boots off, I'm like, wait a minute. When a wrestler leaves his boots in the ring, that's it.
Yep.
You're done.
Now everybody is looking at this and going, wait, is this really it? I thought we were getting an angle where Gunther owes Paul a favor and SummerSlam's in Brock's hometown in Minnesota, and we're going to get a retirement match there. Who knows, man? It's Brock Lesnar. Dude,
I think Brock pulled the plug on all that.
This dude's going to do whatever. And look, if they pulled the plug, what a better way to pull the plug.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, what a better way to go out. But here, I mean, everybody's kind of questioning this because as wrestling fans, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we got this whole podcast thing, is because we want to question stuff.
So first thing was the build up. Like, why would Paul Heyman go through the build up if he knew Brock was going to retire? Maybe Paul didn't know Brock was going to retire.
Rumor has it he didn't, but he confirmed it afterwards. Afterwards on a podcast, he confirmed that, hey, when the Beast says he's done, he's done. So,
and I mean, look, Obafemi just beat him, but Obafemi outside of the business ain't gonna go with Brock Lesnar and go, hey, you need to get your ass back in the ring. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
no, I don't care who Brock just lost to. That's still the one that we're gonna bring to defend us if the aliens come.
Yeah, I was gonna say so there's nobody, and I mean nobody, because Brock don't respond to checks like that. It ain't like Brock's struggling, so he ain't in. He's not running low on funds, so it's not like they're gonna entice him back with a paycheck. I mean, he's another guy like Cena. I don't see him coming back unless for whatever reason or another he wants to come back.
Yeah.
If you're not, nobody's gonna strong arm him into it. You're not gonna coax him out. You're not gonna talk trash on his name and get him to come out of retirement. That kind of nonsense ain't happening.
And I've heard somebody say, well, if Saudi writes that check, he'll be back. No, not Brock Lesnar. Not Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar.
When you look at how he lives, I mean, it isn't like if he was out driving, 40 or 50 Maybachs and stuff like that, then maybe. Fucking Brock's buying tractors.
Yeah.
I mean, how many tractors can you buy? Now I could drive a different car every day for a month and be the happiest soldier in the world, right? How many tractors can you buy? I mean, how many plows do you need? How many cattle do you need? Everything Brock needs is on his land already. You can't buy more of the stuff that Brock has. He's had a personal jet since like 2004. What more can he need for? I mean, he's pretty much had it all. And his lifestyle ain't the type of lifestyle that you have to keep funneling in $50 million checks.
And everybody's like, well, why did they do that with Gunther if Brock really retired? Dude, nobody said that Gunther's request was going to be a Brock Lesnar retirement match. Yeah. He could go to Paul just as anybody else and go, Paul, I know you got swing back in the office. I want a title match against Roman Reigns.
So we leaned into that on Monday. I mean, on Raw, Paul, Gunther mentioned the world title, and I mean, who's closer to Roman now? Storyline nonsense, all to be damned, right?
Right.
Who's closer to Roman in the company right now that ain't got his same bloodline?
Right.
So, I mean, if you're Gunther and you're looking at, hey, I need a way back into the world title picture. Doorbell, hello. What would Bailey say right now? Ding dong, hello. Exactly. I mean, come on now. You're not going to overlook the one guy who had any pull with Roman Reigns that still resides in the company when you got a favor to cash in. You're cashing that favor in for that. And I mean, again, would the Minnesota thing have been great? Would the whole setup have been great? It all sounds great, but if that ain't what Brock wanted, then it's not great.
And it also could have been some other things too. I mean, a lot of people forget that this dude had a lot of his intestines removed due to diverticulitis. This dude may not be the healthiest, and we just don't know it.
Yeah.
That it's Brock Lesnar. He ain't got to tell anybody shit.
I mean, and again, because this is what we do on the podcast, we talk about it. So let's talk about it. I mean, Brock doesn't necessarily have the cleanest background in the world. There were some allegations that popped up maybe about his intestines being in places they shouldn't have been. So I mean,
is that what happened?
So I'm just saying.
Wait, what?
Hey, when you're Brock Lesnar, you don't do nothing half-ass. So I mean,
did we slip into an episode of The Boys or something?
He may be going intestines deep. You never know. But nonetheless, there's a lot of craziness that circulates around that situation. And the fact of the matter is, if Brock Lesnar wants to tell us, we'll know. If he don't want to tell us, we'll always speculate.
Either way, toast.
Yeah, I saved some. I made sure to keep some in the glass.
To Brock Lesnar.
We definitely got to toast this.
All right. We got to move on to the main event for night 2 of WrestleMania.
Wait, hold on. Before we get there, one more toast here. Trick Williams, United States. Whoop that Trick.
Ooh, might need some more sponsoring.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say now. I'm either starting to get drunk or starting to get to be needing more. We're at one of the two levels, so we better get into this. We better get into this main event quick.
All right, a lot of people are saying this might be one of the best, not the best, but one of the best main events at a WrestleMania.
It's up there.
It's up there.
It's definitely up there.
We both sat and watched something happen in this match as wrestling fans. When you see it, you know what's happening.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Roman Reigns main event against Matt Cardona at WrestleMania, right? Because what the hell were they thinking?
It's not exactly what I was
when they came up with the graphic. Who the hell did they leave in charge of graphics?
Punk had a whole bottle of Just For Me in that thing.
Right, I'm looking. I'm like, and the beard was thick as thick could be.
Look,
I'm like, hold on, that's
nothing.
legit.
I can't say nothing. My beard's graying too. I can't say nothing.
See, mine is not. But as my friends and family have told me, I don't have kids. So.
True. All right, but let's talk about this main event though, because it was a great main event, and the entrances fantastic.
Oh yeah, main event level.
Both guys paid homage to fallen family members and friends that had gone on. I loved Roman's entrance. I loved Punk's music choice as he came out. I loved the way they transitioned into Cult of Personality. I thought all of that was great. But at the beginning of that match, we started noticing something that you don't see too much in this day and age. You don't see two veterans in there that are calling the match in the ring.
No, not that. That's old school.
And
the best way I could call that is that's old school.
And when we noticed it, yeah, if you knew what you were looking for, you knew what was happening, but it wasn't like John Cena calling it in the ring.
No, because John does it across the ring.
Yeah,
he waits till you whip him into the turnbuckle, then run to the other turnbuckle to say, splash! And you're like, no shit, John. But anyway.
But to watch these two dudes pull that off as slick as it was, that's respect to those two guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely showed two professionals at the top of their game in a match where they went out there and could trust each other to just say, hey, I know what you got. You know what I got. We don't have to sit in the back for 4 hours and map this thing out. We got this.
And, whether they do like each other, don't like each other, whether it's a work or a shoot, whatever that may be, God almighty, they got chemistry in the damn ring.
Yeah, so I don't think this will be the last time we see that match. Let's just put it like that. I know they moved Punk into his whole new thing, I guess. They definitely moved Roman into his new thing with Jacob, which I'm chomping at the bit to see that.
That's interesting.
But what it gives you is, if nothing else, in the creative, they know that they got in their back pocket that rematch, that somewhere down the road,
emergency break glass.
They can cash in on that, and there's money to be made there again.
The match went everywhere, inside, outside. A lot of referee discretion. If that's my only gripe from the match, I'll stand on that gripe. There was a lot of situation in there where it wasn't a street fight. It wasn't no DQ match.
Wasn't it though? I thought all WrestleMania main events were essentially a street fight, right?
I mean, for this match, some of the antics that went on outside of the ring, both of those guys should have been disqualified 2-3 times over. But nonetheless, the style of match that it was, they took it to each other. There was spots on the announce tables. There was spots in the crowd. There was spots with the steps. All of it was just really perfect for that WrestleMania main event. It gave you everything that you were looking for.
Yeah.
That's the only match the whole weekend that went 30 plus minutes.
Yeah. And I mean, it deserved, it could have went longer. I could have watched that match all over again. They could have done an hour and I would have been A-okay with it.
Yep.
But I will agree with you on the gripe on that. I mean, hitting somebody with the steel steps while the ref is standing there looking you dead in the face. Come on now. At this point now, we're taking liberty. If they knew that was the makeup of the match, they could have done something before that and just said no DQs, right? No DQs, no count out. We will have a winner.
Right.
You don't have to make it a street fight because we had street fighted to death. You damn sure can't make it unsanctioned because it's for the title.
Right.
And we had done that already too. But all they had to say is pinfall submission. That's it.
Yep.
We want to have a winner. And and then we would have allowed for some of that. Having it out there and then even having the announcers talk about it, try and cover it up with, oh, well, the referee's using some leeway. Well, no, this sounds like the referee's just cheating for Roman at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to call a spade, it seems like the ref's just like, hey, I know Roman's going over. I'm going to get in trouble if I DQ him right now, so I'm going to just pretend like it's okay. That makes the referees look foolish, and we've talked about this before. If you do something that makes a referee look foolish, at this point now, you're no better than AEW.
Right.
And God help us on that, because this one match here saved this whole event.
Yeah, this match was great. I will definitely put it in my top tier of WrestleMania main events.
I'd call it top 5.
Yeah, it was very good. Obviously, Roman came out the winner, so new world heavyweight champ, Roman Reigns.
So tell me, when you saw Roman come out there in the full black and gold apparel, did you know what was going to happen?
Yeah, it was inevitable. It was inevitable.
When I saw, because last year, Roman came out in the white, and when Roman lost, he came out in like the red.
Yep.
No, when Roman comes out in pure decked in black and gold, top to bottom, head to toe, to win the black and gold belt, oh, hell, cash me in on that.
They give a toast to our tribal chief.
Absolutely. We're doing this whole thing with our ones up, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're running low here, so
right.
we better wrap this up.
Right.
We can't celebrate much more.
So while we're wrapping this up, we got a few more minutes left. Let's talk about where this transitioned to on Monday night.
Yeah, now we owe it to this, because this got me excited all over again.
So Monday night, Roman walks out of a Cadillac Escalade.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's how top tier athletes travel.
So walking to the ring, he gets to Gorilla. He sees Jay and Jimmy, and he says, "Why don't y'all come with me?"
Yeah, old time's sake. Come on out here and celebrate with your boy here.
Walk down to the ring. Roman gets in the ring, cuts an impassioned speech, tells Jay and Jimmy, we like this, and he's got his fist open. And when we're apart, and they can attack us, and they can make us look weak. But when we're like this, and he closes his fist, we're strong together.
Yep.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds strong to me.
He had that conversation before.
Yeah, he always has it. I mean, so
who did he have it with?
We ain't go, probably the Shield, but we ain't getting overly creative with the Roman stuff, right? At this point here, you take what works and you run with it, because I mean, we're going to remember that kind of stuff, but everybody ain't remembering that.
Yeah, but just remember how that all ended.
Yeah, well.
He was betrayed.
Yeah.
Now, the man who came out didn't betray him. The man who came out caught him in his face.
Did he not, though? I mean, considering that's his cousin, I mean.
Look. When a man comes to you and tells you that he's going to take everything that he deserves, he ain't asking for it. He's going to take it.
Yeah, he said he needs it.
He needs it.
Yeah.
And Jacob just said, look, dog, I need the belt. I need the status. I need the good schools for my kids.
He need to put that food on his family's table.
The Samoan werewolf was looking at the tribal chief going, you keeping me from mines.
Yeah.
I need it. I need it.
Although, wasn't Jacob just on SmackDown the other day? So shouldn't he have been having that conversation with Cody? But I digress. So look, where's this all going? Are we getting OG bloodline? Are we getting bloodline family drama? Is that where we're going with this? Or are we getting something new? Well, I don't know. I mean, because let's talk about, I don't think Jacob needs anyone around him, right? I mean, Jacob kind of has always been, a werewolf kind of, for the most part stands alone. It isn't like he's been looking for.
Last I checked, wolves run in packs.
Not a werewolf now. You're talking about street wolves.
I'm talking about NWO Wolfpack.
Yeah, but that ain't werewolves either. Now, werewolves, they usually run alone out there because they're killers. So when you're talking about that, I don't know if Jacob needs cohorts, right? He might be able to do this on his own.
I think it's going to be an interesting few weeks ahead, seeing what happens with Jacob, seeing what happens with Jay, seeing what happens with Jimmy, and how it all plays against Roman.
Here's one thing I could tell you. When Jacob first got introduced into Solo's bloodline, wasn't nobody thinking about the whole Roman versus Solo thing no more, right? That went far out the window.
Way out the window.
As soon as Jacob got introduced as part of that group, everyone forgot about Roman and Solo. Solo became the third party in that affair right there, because everybody started thinking, wait a minute, we want to see Roman and Jacob. And they have teased that a few times over the last couple of years, where they put those two kind of at odds. They touched a few times, and I mean, the crowd went electric every time.
Here's what I found interesting about the whole speech as we begin to wind down and wrap this episode up. What I found interesting about that whole interaction was when Roman was talking to Jay and Jimmy, Roman said, I don't want you guys to serve me. I want you guys to stand with me.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Jacob comes out there. Jacob talks his talk. And Roman goes, I want that for you too, Jacob. I want that for you too. But if you don't take it, then you got to do one thing. You got to acknowledge me.
Yeah.
So he's looking at Jay and Jimmy going, I don't want you to serve me. I want you to stand with me.
Yeah.
He couldn't have told Jacob that. He couldn't have said, I don't want you to serve me, man.
Hey, Jacob came out there at odds. Jacob didn't come out there.
See?
He immediately started off at odds. So
He started off. So, is Jacob the lone wolf? Or is there a wolf hiding in Roman's camp in sheep's clothing?
Well, so Baron Corbin is the lone wolf. So that cannot be Jacob. That is trademarked. So that will not be. Jacob is the werewolf. And
So
where is he? He's standing in front of Roman right now, and I'm excited to see how that turns out.
my prediction as we close out this episode, Jey Uso will playing the role of Seth Rollins and will stab Roman Reigns in the back. That is my prediction.
Wow. That could lead into some interesting summer antics here.
It
And we
could.
got Roman for the whole summer. So
Got him- he said
congratulations
so.
for
He said so.
whoever worked that out in the contract. Now that means we getting him done after SummerSlam. That means after SummerSlam he's hanging it up to the Rumble. But
Now, as we bring this,
we got
episode,
just enough. So
just enough. As
make
we
it-
bring
make it
this,
worth it.
As we bring this episode to a close, I got one thing to say:
okay,
F you, TKO.
absolutely. Commercial Mania is dead.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to today's episode and our tirades and our rants and our saltiness. We appreciate you.
At least we didn't spend the whole hour bitching about Oba losing. Because damn,
that could have been a reality.
That episode was, boy, I'd already had notes taken down. If he loses this match, oh, hell's breaking loose.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Go out on our social media platforms, drop us a line, tell us your thoughts on Commercial Mania, and let us know, is WrestleMania dead? Could be.
Could be.
Or
Commercial Mania is dead for sure.
are we going to get some saviors to come in and save WrestleMania?
We shall see.
All right. Thank you for listening to today's episode, everybody. And with that, we bid you adieu.
Peace. Oh, we forgot
Today's
to tell them next year it's
podcast
me
was
versus
produced
Tiffany.
by SBP. You can find our podcast on all major podcast platforms. Also, connect with us on our social media accounts. Search for The Bookers Alliance on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X.